Hello everybody and welcome to BroomWagon. You will not get there on a road bike. Today is a special episode because I was lucky enough, more than lucky, to be part of the wonderful Nova Eroica Buonconvento and Eroica camp. It was the beginning of April and the weather was just fantastic, and the group of people that took part in it was also super fantastic. So this is going to be a little reportage of my experience in Buonconvento, Pieve Assalti to be specific. This was actually the place where we were staying. Full weekend of wonderful people, wonderful rides, and of course the full taste of the Nova Eroica. I'm going to tell you a bit more what is Nova Eroica. But first of all, remember, you can check all the episodes that are live at the moment. I think we are close to 280 in these 9 seasons of the BroomWagon Podcast, just in your podcast provider of choice. And once you are there, feel free to drop a comment, to like, to subscribe, or just, it's the most important thing for me, share this episode with a friend you want to ride any of the Eroicas with. This is the best, right? Trying to make things happen on that side. On the other side, also remember that for any feedback, Calamaro CC and BroomWagon Podcast on the Instagram are the places. I'm gonna tell you here the story of everything around the Eroica, but I will not do it myself personally. I will let telephone voice ride you through all the different steps of this wonderful adventure. For anything, go to eroica.cc to find the next steps of Eroica, Nova Eroica, and everything is there around. And there are Eroicas all over the world at the moment. So find the closer to you and go give it a try. The experience is just of another level. Telephone voice, kick it away.
Thanks a lot, Stefano. Seems like you never stop talking, don't you? Well, okay, let's start from the beginning. Calamaro, telephone voice here. And we have to say that, the Eroica was always a big brick in our story, cycling story. It was probably the first encounter with... No. The first encounter with the bicycle for us was just something different. Maybe we should do another one of those episodes. Maybe Calamaro interviews Stefano for telling about the trip that made happen, the love story between us and the bicycle. Bikepacking, before bikepacking was cool, that's another story. But still, the Eroica was a big part of our cycling story. We did it 3 times, I believe. Yes, I think 3 times. 2012 was the first one with a lot of super cool friends. We also wrote some articles about that. Probably Stefano did it, not me. And it was pretty cool. And then after that, 2 more times. 3 beautiful adventures at the Eroica in Gaiole with old school, vintage bikes, Vicini and Amore Mio, an amazing project between Amsterdam and Cape Town. It was absolutely beautiful time. We got rain, we got sun, we got a lot of these things. But then, fast forward, after a lot of time, the Eroica crew, naming as well Andrea Benesso, tra parentesi, and Andrea Fossati, nabe.cc, invited us to ride bike, or better, invited Stefano to ride bikes in Tuscany again. Buonconvento, there was Pieve Assalti, the base camp, a bunch of super nice people exploring together in the camp the surroundings of the beautiful Strade Bianche, and as well meeting, making some photos, learning something more, enjoying the time. First encounter was actually Stefano arrived with this Ricci Montebello, a classic / modern bike, perfect for Strade Bianche, in Milan, and then was picked up by Andrea Fossati and Kasia, the perfect companion for this adventure. Arrived at Pieve Assalti, having an amazing dinner, going to sleep, meet the friends, and then we start straight on Saturday. Here we go.
That's what usually happens. I'm late for the first meeting of the day. To give a bit of context, Tuscany, Siena province, Pieve Astalti. Today is the gravel camp, the Eroica camp, and tomorrow is the Nova Eroica Buonconvento. Can't wait to experience it all. But as I was telling you, I'm late. Late what for? For the first workshop of the day. Paolo, Penni, Martelli is going to tell us about photography and photography in the Eroica. Now we need to swing the legs on the bike and arrive to the place. I'm with Marius. Marius left. Ciao.
Marius, Norwegian man. Milsliter. Milsliter on the Instagram. Follow what he does. He's a super strong rider, amazing photographer, all around wonderful person. Until that time, there was already breakfast, kit on, fuffing with the bike, going out for the first meeting. Let's see what happens.
The sound of the coffee machine and also of being late. But I have a coffee, so now we can start with the workshop I did it. Let me check inside. Yes, looks like everybody's waiting for us. That's nice.
So, welcome to the Nova Eroica Gravel Camp. Thank you all for coming and for joining us.
This is the voice from Alessandro, marketing manager of the Eroica brand. He was the one inviting us all around to join this wonderful time in Pieve Astalti. We're gonna hear from him in a little bit. But then it was time for the workshop. Paolo, Penni, Martelli explained us what photography is for him and how to get the best from it. I'm gonna tell you about the workshop in a little bit, but first I want you to hear his voice and his personality.
We just finished the podcast with Paolo, Penni, Martelli. Penni is the nickname, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a nickname. I don't remember why exactly. I have an idea because I was very young. My group of friends, they were very much older than me. So I was the penny, like the small coin.
Ah, I got it. I love it.
Smallest one.
Okay, I love it. So you're a photographer?
Yeah. Born in passion. I didn't study it. I'm a physical therapist, but I've been working as a photographer for the last 10 years.
Nice.
And I hope for the next 10 years.
So, and today actually we were here and you basically made this workshop to teach us how to make photos, right?
No, that's wrong.
I got it wrong.
No, all wrong. I don't have the knowledge and the technique to teach how to take pictures. But what I wanted to do today, and the goal was to try to make you passionate about photography. So, and maybe to make you passionate about anything you want. I mean, to have a passion can save a life. It did it with me. So in my case, photography. But passion in general are necessary for humans, and they can teach you a lot of things. They can teach you that if you train enough, you can have results. And I need patience. I mean, it's a kind of way of living. So.
No, that's nice. But actually, I can see that from your work, it transpires a lot of passion, of course, talent and technique. So
that I don't know about talent, but
your photos are beautiful. So I can say it definitely. So
maybe there's more sensitivity to something, and I discover photography. It could be, I don't know, painting, music, whatever. So you just have to take the time and the tries to try to discover in what you're more sensitive. And to do this, we need time. So probably the most important thing of all this morning is to try to take back to us some of the time. So it's not all about the job. It's not all about the money. It's without the time for yourself.
100%.
You can do anything.
That's true.
So let's take back the time.
Last question I want to ask you: where can we see your super cool photos? So, is there any way from Eroica or from somewhere else?
Yeah,
Because you're the official photographer of the Eroica. We haven't mentioned that.
for the last 10 years. Probably Instagram is...
Of course.
because I had a web page, but it's fucked.
Yes.
And no one goes to web pages anymore. So Instagram, Paolo Penni Martelli, and you can find anything there.
Thanks a lot, Paolo.
Thank you. Grazie.
So, how was the workshop? Basically, I can give you 4 takeaway. First of all, bring your camera everywhere you go. Of course, we always have a little phone there we can take photos with. But I remember one sentence from Paolo was, if you're taking a photo with your phone, the photo stays in your phone. The full process of creating the atmosphere or putting out the atmosphere that you breathe when you took the photo is taking it with the camera and then watch it again on your big screen on the computer or even just on your phone, because you have time to readjust it, reframe it, or just rewatch it before bringing it with you and something like posting on social media or do something with it. Second thing, bring your camera wherever you go. You never know when it's time for a good snap, and also when you are with the camera, you're a bit more open-eyed or open-minded to find the landscape that is gonna make a good photo. The third one, be patient. You're not gonna do wonderful photos from one day to the other, but like with the bike, the more you practice, the better you get. So people, take your time. If you want to take photos, bring your photo camera with you, even just a small one, even an old one. All the time, rewatch it and enjoy it. And if you want, also print some. There's nothing as good as a good printed photo. After the wonderful talk with Paolo Penni Martelli, then it was time to ride bikes.
We had good time. We had an amazing workshop with Paolo, and now there's Kasia watching at me in a weird way, because I think all of us is quite scared of the elevation of the ride today. But it's gonna be fun. We're gonna go out. We're gonna be slow. We're gonna be happy. I can't wait.
The wonderful people from, I think Andy, from Trace CC on Instagram, Trace_CC, created a route. I think it was something like 40 kilometers, 1,300 meters of elevation on interesting trails. Well, it was interesting since the beginning. Steep climbs on wonderful landscapes. We enjoyed every second of it, kinda.
So che bicicletta vi garba di più, ma...
No, niente.
Ok, allora... mancava una persona. Si va in cantina.
Giustamente.
Al fresco?
As you heard, this is the first stop. We are visiting... what's the name of it? Ciacci Piccolomini d'Aragona. Such a wonderful name. And here we are visiting a cellar and a winery. Here they produce Brunello di Montalcino. Now, as you know, I'm sober since a while. Shall I drink a bit? Let's see.
This was the first stop. After kilometers, I don't know many, and some elevations, some climbs, beautiful climbs, we stopped at the Cantina Ciacci Piccolomini d'Aragona. As you can feel it from the name, big heritage, that a winery that they're producing Brunello di Montalcino, Rosso di Montalcino, and everything around it. It was a good round around in the cellars with barrels talking and then stopping for drinking some of the nectar. Yeah, Stefano was sober at the time. He got a couple of sips of wine because, it would have been rude not to.
So we stopped to have a little degustation of wine, and we are in a beautiful place. And fortunately, together with me, I have Simona, right?
Yes, Simona.
Yeah, everybody knows that actually I'm a mess with names and whatever. And usually I don't pronounce also the names properly. But tell us a bit more about you, where we are.
I am Simona. I work here at Ciacci Piccolomini as wine consultant. My job here is to make tours and tasting and to let people appreciate our products. We are in the southern part of Montalcino. We are one of the more than 200 wineries producing Brunello di Montalcino, and we are medium to large size. It's a family-owned place. Bianchini family inherited this beautiful place from the Countess Elda Ciacci Piccolomini d'Aragona in 1985 when she passed away without any hair. It's easy. We are in the southern part of Montalcino and we have a beautiful panorama. You cannot see it in the podcast, but
No, it's all right. They're gonna see photos, and people like actually to imagine things.
okay, but you can also come here and visit if you
That's a
want.
good thing.
We will be here to show you live what we have. It's a beautiful place with good wine, we hope, and all the things together make something special. The experience sometimes can be unique, and we hope it is for thing.
Awesome. And we were sitting actually in a super amazing room. It's a museum of cycling, right?
Yes, Giuseppe was a big passionate of cyclism. He was a close friend of Mr. Colnago, Ernesto, the patron of Colnago Bikes, and Paolo, his son, found to not just be passionate but also to be talented. And so he raced in a national level in the juniores category and got also proposals from Furzi, Mobilificio Furzi, to prepare for him a team to compete at the Giro d'Italia. But in the meanwhile, the winery here was growing. His father needed help, and he had also a little accident that stopped for him the chance to be 100% the champion he wanted to be. And he decided to be a great winemaker rather than a mediocre cyclist. He's still cycling for passion.
That's nice.
So, and he's still big friend of many champions of the past and of today. Pogacar left here his jersey just after the Tour de France not a long time ago, and all the friends left something, so jerseys or bibs or a bike or a piece of the bike, and at the moment he found necessary to have a place where to store everything and to show people about his passion and his friends' passions as well. And so he created a bike museum where we have all those memorabilia, but also we do wine tasting. So we put together Paolo's most important passions, wine and bike.
That's why we're here. That's super amazing. I have to ask you a controversial question.
Please.
What's your take on alcohol-free wine?
Allora,
Sorry.
tricky question. I think that wine is not necessary, so it's not like water or bread. I think it's something that you can or not have. And so if you want to have it, it's also good to have alcoholic wine. So I think that when it's made in the right way and it's good tasting and it's made with passion and telling a story, it does not matter how much alcohol you have in a wine, but it matters if you like it or not. It's not necessary to drink a bottle of wine. It's not necessary to have a glass of wine every single meal. So I think that the quantity is the key. For sure, we cannot do anything with the climate pledge. We are facing it every day. We are in the southern part of Montalcino and we have 3-4 Celsius more than the northern part and also 15% less rainy days. It means more concentration of sugar and so higher alcoholic content. We have to face it since we exist. So we know how to manage that. Our wines are not low alcohol. We are usually in between 14.5 and 15 volume of alcohol, but they are representing the place we are. So we think they're telling our story.
That's amazing. Grazie mille.
Grazie a te.
The classic Stefano, always asking these curious questions about alcohol-free things. That's another part of another interview, talking about why alcohol-free and how alcohol-free and what alcohol-free. We're going to talk about that another time. Nice encounters and nice things there. Also the point of the climate change and the hot weather everywhere that is changing not only our daily life and how hot and how cold we feel and all the climate changes that we see, but also the fact that it's going to also make some changes on the wine is quite interesting. But Stefano, of course, forgot to ask about another great project that links together La Cantina, Ciacci, Piccolomini d'Aragona, and the foundation Obiettivo 3 of Alex Zanardi, or the family of Alex Zanardi. Unfortunately, Alex Zanardi left us a few weeks ago. Well, there is actually this bicycle team, I would say. It's called ASD, Brunello Bike, that basically collects and gets funds that they're going to go directly on Obiettivo 3 or Objective 3, I think. That is the foundation from Alex Zanardi family that helps out and supports Paralympics or in general athletes with disabilities to join the sports that they want, supporting them on that. And that's super beautiful. I'm gonna leave down below in the description a link about that, on an article about that. Amazing visit, a lot of alcohol, at least for Stefano. It was a couple of sips, but still too much. And then back on a bike, direction, lunch. We split the groups. Faster people went in front, and then Andrea, Stefano, and Kasia left in the back. But the way back home was super enjoyable, with long climbs and amazing landscapes.
You were missing this, right?
Stefano out of breath riding bikes? No, we haven't missed it.
A nice audio contribute from my voice on top of a hill. I mean, still riding the climb. After the awesome visit to the winery, thanks a lot to Simona for telling me a lot of things. We are now heading back home. Direction, I think the direction is, let me think. I don't know the direction. It's not gonna be headquarters, but close to that. But before there is a little climb. It's beautiful. It's hot as hell, but life is beautiful. I think also Kasia thinks the same. Is it beautiful?
It is beautiful, but also you have to suffer for it.
Yeah, come on, Kasia, don't complain. It's beautiful.
Of course. I think we need to suffer for food. I'm super hungry. Yeah, we only drank wine. We deserved it. Maybe later when you'll hear from me, we are gonna having a bite. I would love to have a sandwich. Focaccia, giacchino, like they call it here. I will let you know.
At the end of that climb, Stefano and Kasia, and everybody I think, found a Holy Mary waiting for them. After that, straight forward home. The lunch was nice. Lunch was really, really nice. Apart Andrea sent the last two in another direction just to get more food than everybody else. But it happens. I don't take it wrong. It happens. But good lunch, then coffee, and then the second workshop of the day, illustration workshop.
This is becoming really nice. We are, after the ride, we are basically sitting all together for another workshop. And the workshop is from Giacomo Bettiol. He's the illustrator of all the posters of the Eroica. And now, after explaining what's the spirit of the illustration and anything related to that, we are gonna draw ourselves our own Eroica poster. I am the worst in drawing and illustrating, but it's gonna be quite fun.
And it was fun, Giacomo, really fun.
At the end of the ride, we arrived with a wonderful surprise, and it was actually a workshop from Giacomo Bettiol, right?
Right, Giacomo Bettiol.
Tell us a bit more about you, because I mean, I usually ask, what's your name? Your name is correct, because I'm the worst. On pronouncing or remembering names, I'm the worst. But tell us also who you are.
You did great.
Thank you.
I'm an illustrator. I am from Italy, Bassano del Grappa, and I drew basically as a living. For a living, I draw. I'm an illustrator, mainly not mainly in cycle, but I like quite a lot to draw about cycling. I'm a cyclist.
Tell me more about you and this bicycle as well.
Yeah, I like to ride the bicycles. Yeah, currently I tend to draw more bicycle than actually ride it.
It's always like this.
Yeah.
It's always like this. Sì, faccio. Great. No, but it's super interesting. So, I mean, and now at the moment you are illustrating some of the posters of the Eroica, or all of them?
Yeah, no, so just some of them. Eroica always had some beautiful posters illustrated by many different artists, and it's been for 3 or 4 years I started to draw the posters for the L'Eroica, which is actually the event taking place in Gaiole, which is
the main one, the original.
Yeah, the main one, the original, the one that you ride with the vintage bikes. And I tried also last year. It was my first time there. It was such a crazy experience, wonderful. And so it was also the moment when I finally saw my illustration on place, printed everywhere on the bags, on the medals, on the everything. Everything in Eroica has some illustration on it.
That's nice. And I mean, this workshop was amazing, first of all. You actually really walked us from the history of illustrating bikes and everything around it, and how difficult it is to illustrate a bike, to draw a bike. How did it come together? I mean, the idea of the workshop and also the historical side where you're interested in on drawing bikes, or what was the history and the heritage of illustrating bikes?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. I mean, there's a huge history about illustration about cycling. So I had a huge library of images to choose to inspire myself. And so the idea of the workshop came quite naturally. Once I tried to collect all the images I drew over the last years about cycling, and I tried to find something in common in all of them. And as I said during the workshop, that the characteristics was that I don't like to draw bikes. Actually, I much prefer to draw cyclists. And the idea behind it is that if you want to talk about cycling, you need to talk about people. Yeah. You need to talk about the cyclists, not about the bikes. So the same apply to the drawings. So if you want to draw about cycling, you need to draw people. So I started drawing bikes, and a little bit every time I try to put less bikes and more cyclists. I wasn't someone very happy to draw faces, to draw characters or people. It was so hard. It was actually harder drawing people than bicycles. Okay. Then I get used to it, and I think I get better, hopefully, drawing people. And so now I want just to draw faces of people happy or suffering cycling, but suffering cycling always brings to happiness. Yeah. So that's the idea behind kind of every poster I did for Eroica.
That's nice. I mean, that's the same thing that I say about my podcast, right? I mean, I talk about cycling without talking about cycling. So I'm talking about cycling without talking about the bike. Because at the end of the day, the story of cycling, the story of bikes is around the people, right? Yeah. It's incredible. And another super cool thing, actually, that you did with us, you put us actually with colors in our hands, crayons in our hands, and you asked us to create our vision of a poster of any, even just dreamy Eroica. How the idea came together, and what did you find actually in our drawings?
I don't know where the idea comes from. I mean, just one of those ideas that just came to your mind and you said, okay, might be good, I don't know. It was the first time I actually tried it, so it went quite well. I can say someone really like it. We can see that on the results. Some are very detailed. I love all of them actually, because I mean the instruction were pretty simple. So every Eroica poster actually has three pillars. I like to say three main characteristics, which are the people, the cyclist, the experience, something that could be the party or some moment you share with other people, or dancing, something about music or food and beverage.
Yeah, it's a thing.
is really a thing. And the landscape. Always the landscape is very important. So I just asked to the guys here to put together, to choose, to pick up a place, a random place, could be non-existing or a completely random place, and just draw three things that came from that place.
That's amazing. You're going to bring everything home.
Yeah, for sure.
That's nice.
Yeah, looks nice together, no?
It's super good. Yeah. Grazie mille, Giacomo.
Thank you.
What Giacomo said, it's really good. That's what about, at least for our kind of philosophy, and the same philosophy that I can find also in the Eroica. We ride not because of the bike, we ride because of the people on bikes. the community of cyclists is just amazing. And I think that everything is well looked by wonderful landscapes and the nice speed that you can have while you're riding in beautiful places. It's just another thing. You are there, you are sharing something together, and people on bikes are the best. Nothing else to say. Thanks a lot, Giacomo, to saying this concept once again. And we're going to hear about this concept over and over, because this is what is around the Eroica. It's about people. It's really about people on bikes and on the bikes. Anyways, after the wonderful time with Giacomo and with everybody else rowing, it was time to relax, shower, dust was real, and sweat as well, and then going out in Buonconvento to pick up our number, our bib number, and then the goodie bag, and also listening and seeing around a couple of some of the shows that were there. Still, the atmosphere was vibrant, but we went back home, we had dinner, we went to bed, because the day after was a quite early day, because the plan was quite intense. Going out, talking with some people, riding the bike, get back home around noon, so get back at the finish line before noon after riding 60 kilometers, pack and leave. I don't want to stress you out. It was a 5 o'clock alarm, getting ready, go to the start line, because I had to talk with somebody from the Eroica.
People, we are really at the beginning of the show here. Not because we are starting the show, but just because everybody's there ready with their bikes, ready to go. But today I'm here with Andrea. He's going to tell us a bit more about the Eroica, but who are you?
Andrea dalle Donne, I am a child of Eroica and I am a member of the board of the Eroica. But first of all, I am a supporter of Eroica in a lot of years. I love Eroica.
How many times have you done the Eroica? All of them?
All of them, I suppose, 25 years.
Oh wow!
25, the first 25 years.
You were so you were racing also
in
the first.
Gaiole, not in Buonconvento, but
Okay.
in Gaiole, yes. 25 more and less.
That's nice, absolutely. Tell us a couple of words about the Eroica, maybe. I mean, everybody knows the Eroica. Everybody knows about the heritage of the Eroica, of everything. But tell us a bit. What's your take? What's your take on the Eroica?
It's not easy to answer this question in a few words, but Eroica is a spirit, Eroica is a dream, Eroica is to live both this incredible experience and I think the best choice is you have an interview with a people.
That's what I'm gonna try to do.
You have a lot of answers. I suppose that their answer is very similar to me.
That's perfect. But today we are riding the Nova Eroica.
Yeah, Nova Eroica.
What's this shift? Because I mean, Eroica was always heritage, classic bikes.
Yes. Eroica is for heritage. We have divided, but it's possible to race today with a heritage bike. This is dedicated to the new kind of bike, the gravel bike. The gravel bike in the same path, in the same street, the same road for Eroica, because the path is very similar between Montalcino, Eroica in Gaiole, and now in Buonconvento. But today is for gravel bike.
What bicycle are you riding? What bicycle? What's your bicycle today?
My bicycle is an artisanal Italian bicycle. It's a Tomasini.
Oh yes.
In Titan. Yes, I am very, very, very proud of my bike.
So you have a
because it's not industrial bike.
It's not. But you have a Tomasini also for your classic bike, vintage bike, or no?
No, I have a Bianchi.
That makes sense.
I have a Bianchi. So for the vintage, I have a Bianchi. But today I race with a Tomasini in Titania. I don't know in English.
Titanium.
Yes, sorry.
The cool ones. They
Sorry
say
for my English, but I am very exciting because in a few minutes I will start. And
what are you going to start then? Tell us more what we're going to ride today and what you are going to ride today.
I suppose 19, the long path, I suppose, but I'm not sure.
That's the cool thing, right? You can always choose the turns and the trickles and then do shorter or longer as you want.
Sorry?
I just said that you can always choose, also during the way. You can choose if you want to do the longer, the smaller,
It's not easy to answer. I suppose the medium and the long are the best.
That's perfect.
And for the incredible story.
Absolutely. So we're gonna have good food, we're gonna have amazing landscape.
Good food, and the sunshine in a few minutes.
I can't wait. Grazie mille, Andrea.
Grazie a te. Ciao a tutti. Vi aspetto in Eroica.
Plot twist, the sun never arrived. Now let's talk with Ale, the marketing manager of the Eroica brand. I promised you, right?
So basically we are at the beginning of the end, I don't know what to say, but actually we are at the end of the camp, and for this camp was super amazing. We were basically your guests, Ale. What's the idea of the camp? And first of all, who are you, Ale?
Hello all, I'm Alessandro, the marketing manager of the brand of Eroica, and we did the gravel camp during Eroica Buonconvento because we want to start to building a community, a real community of talent creator, but also gravel lovers and people that who can share and tell something more about our event, our spirit, and our value, and that's why we did the gravel camp.
It was an amazing experience actually. Yesterday riding all together was super amazing. Going to super cool landscape that today we're gonna see again.
Yeah.
Was really great. But actually, so you said actually the spirit of Nova Eroica, right? That we had to experience in these couple of days. What's the difference between Eroica, Nova Eroica? What's the switch?
The switch basically is only on the bike, because on Nova Eroica you can ride with your modern bike, with your gravel bike, but the value and the spirit of Eroica, they are the same of our classic event. So you can have a food stop with real food Tuscany taste, and also you can find people that enjoy the ride and are not stressed about the performance.
But there is some performance involved as well in Nova Eroica.
Yeah. The format is a race, ride, relax. So we have some trial segment with time section. So if you want, you can push in this time section, but if you want, you can simply enjoy the ride.
That's super nice. What are you riding today in terms of length, in terms of spirit, and in terms of bike?
Okay, I think that I will ride the medium, but with the spirit of the ride, not the race.
Okay.
Because I'm a little bit sick, so I think that I will be a smooth ride for me.
Perfect. What bicycle are you riding?
Actually, a Colnago GX4.
That's amazing. Grazie mille.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
But do we want to talk about what's Nova Eroica? Everybody said it already. I'm gonna actually specify it a bit more. It's basically a wide road ride, classic of the Eroica, but with modern bikes. So basically it's a place where people can use their gravel bike to enjoy the champagne gravel that is around Tuscany, or there are other editions, Nova Eroica, as I was mentioning. There is one in Istria, there is another one in Veneto called Prosecco Hills, there is another one in Abruzzo, yes, around Gran Sasso, there is another one in Ivrea, plus the brand new Nova Eroica Switzerland in Valposchiavo. You're gonna hear more about that. And there, it's for sure a party on two wheels with, you can enjoy with your friends. And after that, you have some time segments where you can push, you can give it a go, and you can enjoy. But after that, you can start again riding with your friends and enjoy whatever is there. Sounds beautiful, doesn't it? Well, Stefano's bicycle for the day was the Ricci Montebello steel bike, with modern steel bike with kind of a classic look, where everything was on point. Mud guards, external cables, mechanical disc brakes, whatever you need, more. It was super beautiful. And I had to say that talking about mechanic disc brakes, in the next contribution you're gonna hear from their own voice.
Doing the favorite activity that you usually do at the Eroica. walking on steep climbs, but it's still lovely. Yeah, basically, how many kilometers in we are? 22 kilometers in, the first walking section. A bit sandy, a bit there was the ambulance in the middle. Anyway, let's talk about the spirit, not about us walking. It has been super great, bunch of people, a lot of enthusiasm. I have also to say that it's good to see some people that are really wanting to also push. So there is also a good racing period. The one thing that you hear is my front brake. It's a bit noisy. Yeah, people are kind of nice. Landscape is beautiful. There is no sun, but we're gonna get there, I think, in half an hour. By the way, it's 9:15 in the morning. I think in half an hour the sun is gonna be out. Can't wait.
As I was telling you, sun never came out, but the ride was beautiful, was intense, was lovely, was refreshing, was social, was awesome. And at the first Istoro, probably the only story that Stefano could catch in the day, but it's a beautiful one. Nick from California.
So basically we were climbing up to this Ristoro and they saw you. You are smiling all the time, Rick.
I just can't believe I'm here. It's hard, but I'm so excited and I'm so grateful to be here.
It's the first time.
This is my second one. I did one in July when I was on an old bike.
Yes.
It's much better with a gravel bike.
It is. What bicycle are you riding at the moment?
It is Beria. I rented it.
Okay.
So,
that makes sense.
yeah.
How did you know about the Eroica? What brought you here?
My brother-in-law has been doing it for 20 years.
Oh my God.
And he has a house in Buonconvento. So we just bought an apartment in Buonconvento. So I plan on doing this until I'm well into my 70s. Last night I saw a man come in at 10 o'clock at night. He had been on the long ride and there was a handful of people cheering him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just couldn't stop crying.
That's great. I can imagine. So next year you're going to do also the big one.
Maybe next year, but I'll at least do the 100 and whatever K. Today I'm only doing the 60 because I usually ride with my brother-in-law.
Yeah. But where is he today?
He is back in California.
Okay.
So he couldn't come.
So you're sending him a lot of photos.
Yes. He's getting photos of all the food. And yeah, this was, the second time was much easier.
Okay.
So
okay.
We were by far the last people in last time.
Who cares?
I know, but they had packed everything up and they took the signs away, so we were a bit lost.
Oh, no
I'm just
way.
glad he kind of knew where he was going.
Okay.
And then he got a flat tire a mile before the finish, so my wife held the photographer to come, and because he was packing up and leaving.
Of course.
And she made him stay to take our picture to go across the finish line.
That's super amazing. Actually, something we haven't said, Rick. Where are you from? From where are you coming?
I'm from Napa Valley, California.
Wonderful for wine as well.
Oh yeah, it's just like this, but not as much gravel.
Yes.
So I don't have a gravel bike in California.
Okay.
I have a road bike.
That's nice. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And you know how Rick solved this problem of not having gravel at his front door in California? He got an apartment in Buonconvento, I think, maybe in Gaiole. Anyways, they're around, so probably if you go there riding the bike, you're gonna find him and give him a high five. Super sweet person. The real stories, that's what we like. Everybody's welcome in the gravel world, in the Eroica world, in the cycling world. Come as you are.
So people are missing the windshield, so hopefully it's not a fully mess. This noise, we're in the middle of the beauty, absolutely. After the food break, you heard from Rick from there. We got back into a couple of super nice tarmac climbs and now we are back in the white roads. Very is taking care of the ride quite amazingly. Super happy for it. Yesterday ride was a bit tough for the bike, but today it's amazing. The spirit is good. Now here there are a bit less people on the road. I think that makes a tiny bit more enjoyable riding around. You can hear the frogs. I'm climbing.
After the climb was the time for Monteroni Tarbia, a classic, the infamous ristoro of the Ribollita. It was good.
It's a classic, Monteroni Tarbia and the food stop. It has been good. I'm now sitting here on the side. I got rid of the carbs in my bottle and I'm waiting for Kasia so we can go for the last part of it. Kasia, how much are we missing?
25.
How much of elevation? 2,500.
Then, no. We have 200, 250.
That's nice. Do you like Monteroni?
Absolutely. It's wonderful. It wasn't up the hill, so that's great.
That's good. And also we got coffee before. That's why we are quite cheered. Let's go. The bells are belling.
And the last stretch was just super nice. A lot of high fives on the road, but we haven't stopped. So, contribution was not big, apart from Stefano's cheering voice at the pasta party.
After pasta party voice, the ride was incredibly nice. We didn't have so much sun like yesterday, but the ride was just another level. Cool people, cool environment. We finished early and the pasta party was really good.
You could still hear the rubbing of the front disc of Stefano's brake. That's gross. Stefano also told me that was missing something apart from the contribution from people during the ride. He was just enjoying the ride, and that's super beautiful. But he was missing a good alcohol-free beer. Maybe that's another time. Stefano has this kind of obsession for alcohol-free beers. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, he was missing talking with people because it was just riding and enjoying, and it was something that doesn't really happen. But of course, I had to find a workaround. We got some voice memos from some of the participants. Listen to that.
So, you should never ask me to do a voice message because this is going to turn into a podcast within a podcast.
This is my good friend Kasia. Stefano and Kasia rode together for the full weekend, basically. It never happened. I think it was the first time riding together. It was great.
So, my day at the Nova Eroica on Sunday, I was very happy. I have been talking recently quite a lot about how Tuscany is my favorite place to ride in. I don't know if it's because it's particularly better than anything else, but it was my very first experience of multi-day bikepacking and abroad, so it definitely holds a special place in my heart. And yeah, like I said, careful what you wish for, because yeah, after I've been having all these conversations, it turned out that I was invited to take part in this camp, and so could ride the Nova Eroica event as well. So it started off pretty cold, and I actually have a bit of a sore throat now afterwards, but but yeah, so it was good. Luckily, the way there from our accommodation was downhill, so that was the first win of the day. Didn't have to climb immediately. As we started, just saw so many cool characters. People really take it seriously, both in terms of being competitive, but also in terms of having fun. So there was a lot of people dressed up, in more like traditional cycling kit. Some had like almost like suits. I didn't see anyone in like costumes, which would have been fun, but definitely you could see that people were there to have a good time. The whole vibe of Eroica about riding and having fun, and it being ultimately a non-competitive event is definitely something that resonates with me, because I don't know if I'm not competitive, but I think maybe because of coming to the sport quite late, I decided for myself that this is maybe a self-preservation technique to try and not be good or fast or anything in particular. I just wanted to have a good time. Sorry, I'm rambling. But as we arrived at the first food stop, you could really feel the vibes. People were chatting, people were eating, people were enjoying themselves, having fun. Like there was no rush, really, at least from the people that I've observed. Maybe that was just the group that I was in. Obviously, very much middle towards the back of the pack. But personally, I also feel like this is where the fun is, the people who just do it to have a good time and push themselves a bit, but not too massively. The route was great. I enjoyed it a lot. It was not super technical compared to the day that we had before. So it was mostly smooth sailing, smooth riding. There was one part that was quite steep and quite loose, but luckily a car blocked that on our way there. And, I think the shame of getting off the bike was lessened by the fact that we all had to stop because there was a car in the way, or an ambulance, in fact. Everything else felt pretty good, pretty manageable. The steepness of things, both going up and down, was not anything that you would not feel uncomfortable with. So it was very sort of beginner friendly, I would say, for anyone who was considering. I did ride the short route though, so I don't know how it would be on the longer bits, but the non-competitive 67-kilometer was a perfect sort of scenic trip to take through the hills of Tuscany. Do I have any highlights? I don't know. I feel like all of it was just a massive highlight. But for me, the start and the end, and also the party before, like the day before, you just see how the whole town comes together, and the people riding, but also all the local businesses and all the local people, came out, hanging out, cheering, supporting, volunteering. So it felt very good. And I think I even said that to you on the day, that I would love to do another event, maybe the bigger one, because it really feels like a little city festival, and everyone's there for you and everyone's excited for the event that it's happening. So I love that vibe. I love when people are sharing the joy of cycling, even if they are not cycling themselves, but they support the sport and they support the town for like in terms of organizing. So yeah, this is my podcast. And I don't know how much of it is usable, but I hope you can extract something. Have a good rest of the day and speak to you soon. Bye.
Good vibes only from Kasia. Thanks a lot for the contribution and for riding with Stefano. This guy needs some help there, at least some support, mental support. Otherwise he will go for sure somewhere else. And then the second contribution, Fiore. She is a bicycle guide, all-around awesome person, and Stefano met her at Pedaleo 2025. Distributed some years. Fiore?
Hi, I'm Fiore, and I want to talk to you about last Sunday when I joined the Eroica Buonconvento. The day started with some light fog and a bit of cold from the night, and then slowly it got better, with some sun coming through the clouds. And the sky stayed a bit cloudy all the day, but it actually made everything feel really nice. And the ride was amazing. Cycling Tuscany is always special for me, but doing it with so many people makes it even better. And you feel part of something, and the white gravel roads are just perfect for a gravel bike, so really fun to ride. And the route was an interesting moment for me. After a stop where I had some ribollita, my favorite food that give me a lot of energy, I reached a split in the road. And there I decided to go for the long route, 130k. And honestly, it was the right choice, totally worth it. And the highlights were mostly about the people sharing the climbs with friends, both old and new, was really special. And then meeting again and rest stops, taking it easy, chatting, sweating a bit, and enjoying great food together from Tuscany. That's what made the day so memorable. So thanks again, and hope to see you in the next edition.
Oh yeah, Ribolita is always a highlight, together with the awesome white roads and the amazing people at the Eroica. Fiore, thanks a lot also for telling us your experience. And then another contribution, Guido. Guido was at our table most of the time. He's from Germany, lives in Hamburg, supreme gravel rider, but also life lover. Go Guido.
Hi, Stefano. So on April 12th, I lined up on the Nova Eroica Buonconvento. Honestly, it was pure Italian cycling magic. If you've never been, the energy there is incredible. It's just this super warm festival celebrating everything we love about gravel. The staff and volunteers were incredibly welcoming, and the whole town of Buonconvento just opens its arms to the riders. I barely have seen something like this before. And you finish a tough section and you're immediately treated to amazing local food and proper Italian wine. It's less of a rigid race and more of a massive celebration of cycling culture. So really, really recommend. I opted for the 60-kilometer route, and let me tell you, it was the perfect distance to really taste what Tuscan gravel is all about. The tracks out there are easily some of the best gravel sectors in the world I've ever been on. You're riding through these iconic rolling hills, kicking up white dust and tackling some beautifully challenging terrain. It hits that absolute sweet spot where you're working hard, really, really hard at times, but you still have the breath to look around and just take in the scenery. It's pure and unadulterated gravel riding. What really stuck with me, though, was the vibe at the festival stations and the finish line. It's one thing to have great roads, but pairing those legendary Strade Bianche tracks with genuine Italian hospitality, local wine, and the festival atmosphere, that's what makes Nova Eroica so special. If you're on the fence about doing an event in Italy, I would everyone recommend just book the ticket. It's an unforgettable experience. And what can I say? It's been a blast. Thank you for that.
It really was a blast. Thanks, Guido, for your awesome energy. I think that this episode wouldn't be complete without Stefano telling us his 2 cents about the Nova Eroica in Buonconvento. Hopefully it's gonna be only 2 cents. Stefano, I will give you maximum 1.5 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 cents, 2 minutes.
Well, thanks a lot, Telephone Voice. That's such an honor to be here on the BroomWagon Podcast that is actually perfectly wrapped by you, Telephone Voice. Calamaro, Telephone Voice. Well, you know it, right? I've been here in Tuscany. I lived here in Tuscany when I was a student, but I was just really worried only about smoking and drinking and not so much cycling. But I have been here so many times. 3 times I did the classic Eroica. I came here with the family and riding the bike 2 times. Every time that I'm here in Tuscany, I go to Tuscany. Life is just beautiful because landscapes are this kind of well mix between kind of familiar but also new every time, and the wildlife around and the sun and the crickets is just another level. But I would say that Nova Eroica, apart from beautiful landscapes and amazing white roads, is all about A, community, and B, joy of the community, of being around. Every corner you pass, you are talking with somebody. You are talking with locals that are at the side of the road. You are talking with people from abroad that are all over Italy, that are riding the bike, all of them with a big smile on their face. Of course, some competition is always there because this is in the soul of some riders. But on the other side, it's always good to have smiles and happiness and loudness all around. My bicycle was a Ricci Montebello. You mentioned that, I'm going to mention it now. That is the perfect mix between a classic ride and a modern ride. And it fits perfectly with the landscape, especially because of the color. But still, I mean, whatever is your bike, even just if you're going there with your Graziella, even if you're just going there with your gravel bike, with your road bike, your dad bike, whatever it is, you need to go there and enjoy this wonderful, Guido called it festival a couple of times during our rides. Festival of good mood and happiness in life. I will not describe what I did. I did 60 kilometers. I'm not going to describe what was tough, what was good. It's just everything meld together, being an amazing experience.
Good, Stefano. Almost on track. A couple of minutes, a bit more. This is the experience in the Eroica Buonconvento, Nova Eroica Buonconvento of these April people. I think that everything has been told, and I think it's time for me this time to do all the duties to close the episode. If you like this episode or you want somebody coming with you to any of the Nova Eroica events, well, just do it. Share this episode with them and tell them to rate this episode with as many stars as possible. You can get this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever, Amazon, whatever it is. So it's interesting if you listen to that. It's even more interesting if you subscribe, rate, and share it with friends. This is probably the most important thing. You will find us on the BroomWagon Podcast on Instagram or on Stefano's personal Instagram account, Calamaro CC. Comment there, putting a tag to whoever you want to go ride some amazing Strade Bianche. What else? I would say nothing more. Now it's time for me to go riding bikes. Stefano, don't call me. For sure, for the next 2 or 3 months, I have a lot of bicycles to ride. This is Calamaro Telephone Voice, signing off.